Episode 2, The Cairo Convergence. My name is Robel. I was an analyst, a shadow, and sometimes the hand that removed what others used to hide harm. I don't ask for praise, only for attention when it matters, because some truths deserve daylight. If you want the unvarnished version, subscribe to NISS Studios, and I'll tell you what happened. The Cairo sun burned a relentless path across narrow streets and bustling marketplaces, casting long, distorted shadows between ancient buildings. Robel stepped from the taxi, blending effortlessly with the crowd, his coat pulled tightly around him, despite the heat. He had learned early that perception was a weapon as sharp as any knife. Move with confidence, and no one questions your presence. Nikolai awaited him in the shadows of a narrow alley. The man's eyes glinted with the same mixture of suspicion and calculation that Robel had learned to expect from informants. "You're late," Nikolai muttered, glancing at the buzzing crowd. "And curious as ever, you'll be lucky if they don't notice your patterns." Robel's gaze flicked to the alley's exit, noting the positions of street vendors, patrols, and a single camera perched near a rooftop. He smiled faintly, an almost imperceptible twist of lips. Patterns can be broken. Let's see who adapts faster. Encrypted files were passed discreetly, a routine for Robel now, but one he treated with reverence. Each message carried a fragment of truth, a puzzle that could dismantle a criminal network or, if misread, lead to death. Dowit's voice crackled through the small earpiece hidden under Robel's collar. "I've mapped your exit routes. 2 patrols shift every 5 minutes, and there's a drone hovering above the east gate." Habtemu's silent shadow joined him at a rooftop vantage point. The agent's presence was a reminder that trust existed in fractions. Allies could turn, mistakes could multiply. Tygist's message pinged faintly through encrypted channels. "They know more than you realize. Keep moving. Keep thinking." Robel leapt from the rooftop with precision, landing on a sun-warmed balcony of an abandoned building. The city's noise enveloped him, vendors shouting, cars honking, the hum of life that hid threats as easily as it revealed them. Every step was a calculation. Every misstep could alert Nikolai's enemies, rival factions, or worse, foreign operatives sent to track him. He moved quickly through the labyrinthine streets, eyes scanning for anything unusual. Sunlight reflected off broken glass in a doorway, momentarily blinding him to a shadow moving across the far wall. Reflexively he ducked, sensing the almost imperceptible shift of a sniper's optics. His heart raced, but only just enough to sharpen focus. Inside a dim cafe, Robel met Miriam, her expression calm but eyes alert behind the thin veil of her hijab. She handed him a tablet displaying encrypted financial records. "They've moved funds into multiple accounts," she whispered. "You'll need to intercept them tonight, before they vanish again." Dowit appeared at the corner, carrying a small briefcase. He looked older somehow, tension etched into his face. "Robel, they're watching the exits. We can't leave the standard way." Robel nodded, already thinking 5 steps ahead. The city became his chessboard. Alleyways were pawns, rooftops knights, surveillance cameras bishops. Even the stray cat darting between crates became part of the pattern, a potential warning of nearby movement. By late afternoon, Cairo's streets had transformed. The harsh sun softened into amber light, casting long shadows that mirrored Robel's own careful calculations. He had infiltrated a rival faction's communications hub, a nondescript building tucked between shops, selling spices and carpets. Every wire he touched, every terminal he accessed, carried risk. One misstep, and the network would alert Nikolai's enemies and foreign agencies alike. Hours passed in silence, interrupted only by the faint hum of computers and the occasional shout from the streets below. Robel traced financial trails, rerouted transactions, and injected subtle misinformation. The operation was delicate. If the tiniest anomaly was detected, it could unravel in seconds. As dusk fell, rain began to sprinkle lightly, a soft patter on the cafe's corrugated roof. The smell of wet asphalt and spices mixed, grounding Robel in a world that seemed simultaneously alive and deadly. He watched the streets, noting patrol patterns and escape routes, committing each detail to memory. Tyge's message pinged again. Extraction point compromised. You'll need to improvise. Trust no one. Robel's fingers hovered over the keyboard. Improvisation had become second nature, the difference between life and death. The extraction was tense. Dawit and Haptamu flanked him, shadows merging with the growing darkness. Every alleyway held potential threats. Every reflective window could betray their presence. Rain intensified, turning streets into silver ribbons. The hum of the city masked the quiet steps of those who sought to intercept them. Finally, under the cover of night and rain, Robel accessed a safe rooftop. Cairo sprawled beneath him, chaotic and oblivious to the danger lurking above. Nikolai joined briefly, handing over a final set of encrypted drives. You've done well. But remember, the world is watching, he warned. Robel nodded, daze sweeping the city below. He had intercepted communications, secured financial assets, and evaded rival factions. But he knew this was just the beginning. Cairo had taught him new lessons: vigilance, adaptability, and the constant tension between trust and survival. As dawn approached, he and his team melted into the city streets, rain washing away traces of their presence. The first sun rays broke over the minarets, casting long shadows across the streets and reflecting in puddles like shards of glass. Robel allowed himself a fleeting smile. Another mission completed, yet the shadow of the next danger already loomed. Addis Ababa had been his first lesson. Cairo now had shown him the cost of moving too slowly, the danger of misreading patterns, and the thrill of victory when every calculation aligned perfectly. This was Robel, still a shadow, still a hand guiding chaos, but learning with every step that the world outside was larger, more dangerous, and infinitely more unpredictable than he had ever imagined.